Is it in the new content?
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Do that one again. Oh my god. We've almost got it. Do the copy machine again.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes! We did it!
Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Damn. Man, I feel like such a monkey. I feel like such a monkey. They got me.
When Stanley came to
The bucket content is the best. Where? How do I find that?
On his left.
I know we're over time now, but how do I find that? New content?
I can't wait to tell this story to my coworkers.
In the broom closet?
How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't
I was
we
in the
all
broom
just
closet.
laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
In new content or the broom I didn't finish new content. Is it new content or broom closet? You guys are saying two different things. Is this long though? Because I can't hang out much longer.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Because new content was long. There's a lot with the bucket. So when I got the bucket before, I wasn't doing anything.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2! Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
All right, where do we find this?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much
What'd you
catchier
get me?
than
I didn't get that for
ultra-deluxe,
you. I
don't
got
you
it for
think?
myself. But do you want some?
You give me green screen
What does it
shamrock
even
shake?
mean?
I did. I've never
But the
had one
Stanley
before.
Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It
That's great.
screams progress and innovation
Good.
and
Thanks.
long-term franchising potential.
Everything go good with the practice?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's taking a break, and then we're gonna do parking.
Oh, nice. I need to, want to show me one more thing before I wrapped up today, but, D2. Go through into the left. The reassurance bucket. All right, where do I take the bucket? And Otterscotch, I know exactly what you mean. And you know what? I think it's normal for us homebodies. Once you get there,
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that
You'll
it was
feel fine.
confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well,
where's that
I'm
skip
happy
button
to say
now?
that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley,
You can't wait for that
anytime
feeling
you're
of arriving
holding
home
a
again?
bucket,
Oh my
a
God,
sense
are
of
you me?
calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold
I will
on to the
worry
bucket,
about, like, a
the
trip.
many disorienting contradictions
I'll
of
worry
the
about a
Stanley
trip for
Parable
like a couple
will
weeks
feel
before
perfectly
it comes.
normal.
Actually,
Perhaps
even a couple months before it comes. Like anytime I have that thought, I'll have that ping. And then it finally gets close and I get real nervous. And then the getting there is real nervous. And then I have a lot of fun while I'm there. But always looking forward to being home too. Yeah. Where are you going? You going anywhere fun?
Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Give me that bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body.
Yes.
And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest
You're
bit
going to
more
Hobbiton?
attractive as a person.
In New Zealand?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
You're going to New Zealand? No shit. That's a big trip. Holy crap. Lucky duck. Yeah, that's going to be amazing. I would understand the stress of that. But also, that's going to be like life-changing memories. Yeah, that's awesome. You'll have to take lots of pictures and show us. It's the first time you've traveled alone in literal actual decade. Oh my god, even you're going alone too. You've got it's pretty amazing though. It took Hobbiton to get you out the door. Yeah, I heard that they turned it into like a tourist location. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's amazing though. Alright, so what do I do with this bucket?
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Take it with me where? I think you just had hit the exit earlier. Not sure if it's open since you manually quit out last time. I don't know where the exit is. I felt like I felt like I did everything and then this area stopped for me over here. Oh, okay. I never went out the exit. Let's go,
All right.
bucket.
Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready
Yes.
to move on now?
Yes. Okay, so I never went up here. Oh, okay. So I never saw this.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Yes.
I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
got a hole, a
sort of-
bucket.
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
God. Ooh. Wow, look at that. That is fancy. That looks like a horror game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I better have that bucket.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others
Happy birthday,
considered it
niece.
soul-rending,
I saw the
Stanley
balloons.
relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Until.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Yes.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him
birthday,
instructions, call a
step-niece.
meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had...
All right. So now those features should be here. All right, we have to go find the bucket in the mop
All of his
room.
co-workers were gone.
Look at this.
What could it mean?
Step-niece.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I am Mr. Memo. Oh, here's my bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Hello.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over.
I'm handing it over. I'm trying.
Getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley,
His voice there.
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined.
Oh my
And
God.
wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
dare them.
That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in
How
an even
dare you!
partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of
and
your
your feelings for the bucket.
as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
My goodness. The writing in this game. Oh, man.
Coming
Just
to
to
a
go
staircase,
downstairs with the bucket?
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs
This
to the
one?
boss's office.
This way, Pomnix?
But
Oh,
Stanley just
no.
couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
No,
And then,
the bucket has to
something
save me
occurred
here.
to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms.
Oh, no.
Am I crazy? He asked
Yes, the bucket.
The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
My bucket is gone.
Now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious,
All
he
right.
exclaimed. Without
Never-
my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
Where's my
Far
bucket?
off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it
Where's
truly
my
be?
bucket?
He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
The bucket was inside.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, God. What is going on?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had
No bucket.
Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
My God.
How cruel the world can be, Mary.
What is this
And
game?
she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
She backflipped all the way to work. Oh, that was the best ending to end the stream on. That was insane. What an insane day. That was funny as hell. Holy crap.